Will all council members please report to the well so that we can get started? All council members please report to the well so we can get started. How many am I short? Deborah Gray is here, Conwell. Councilman Conwell, we want to get started. How many we got?
Yep.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Griffin.
Here.
Bishop. Bishop. Conwell. Gray. Hairston. Harsh. House Jones. Jones. Casey. Kelly. Moorer. Polensik. Santana. Slife. Spencer. Starr. Welch.
Will everyone please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll make the following statement. This meeting of Cleveland City Council is a lawful meeting Under Section 605.04 of the Codified Ordinances, no person with purpose to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting shall do any act which obstructs or interferes with the due conduct of such meeting. Members of the public are invited to speak only under the rules set by this council. Disruptions, including but not limited to speaking out of turn and making loud noises and loud utterances, are in violation of the rules and interfere with the due conduct of this lawful meeting. Such disruptions may constitute a misdemeanor and a violation of Section 605.04. Anyone who disrupts this lawful meeting is in violation of the codified ordinances, commits misdemeanors, and is subject to prosecution. The following is the first and only warning. If this meeting is disrupted, I will gavel a halt to the proceedings and direct the assembled officers to escort any person participating in the disruption out of the chamber. Once persons participating in a disruption are out of the chambers, the officers will close the doors and the disruptors will be handled as directed by the Director of Public Safety. The council proceedings will not begin again until those that participated in the disruption have left the chamber and the chamber doors are closed. Disruptors will not be allowed back in the chamber after the meeting resumes. Again, this is the first and only warning. Madam Clerk, please dispense with the journal.
By Councilmember Casey, that the reading of the minutes of the last meeting be dispensed with the journal approved, seconded by Councilmember Bishop.
Thank you. We will now move to public comment. Once again, I'm asking all of the council to turn around and acknowledge the speakers, and I'm asking all of the speakers to acknowledge your time. Many of you have spoken before, so you pretty much know the routine. Yellow means to wrap it up. Red means to abruptly stop. Please come forward. The first person that we have is Terry Wong. She's from Ward 3. Terry is here to talk about flock and other flock-ups by the city of Cleveland. She's not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Ms. Wong, you have the floor.
Good evening. If Alfred Hitchcock were alive today, he wouldn't need to imagine a horror film about birds overwhelming a town. He could just film Cleveland. In August 2022, the first flock automatic license plate reader appeared, perched on a pole like a mechanical raven, silent and watching. And then, just like in the birds, they multiplied. Within 2 months, nearly 100 had settled across the city, tracking our movements without a single public conversation. And here's the twist Hitchcock would have loved. I was serving on the Community Police Commission at the time, and even I wasn't told. The oversight body created by voters through Issue 24, the one meant to shape police policy and protect civil rights, found out only after these machines were everywhere. If the commission wasn't informed, the public was never meant to be. Then came the horror-level defects. Cybersecurity experts have found that some flock devices run outdated firmware, store passwords insecurely, and can be hacked in under a minute. These aren't small bugs, they are structural flock-ups that create enormous legal liability for Cleveland. If a hacked camera triggers a wrongful arrest or leaks personal information, it's Clevelanders, not Flock, who will pay the price. But instead of removing these invasive birds, the city seems eager to make a sequel. Cleveland has recently spent $150,000 on a ShotSpotter study, even though decades of research already questioned its value. And CSU researchers could barely reach conclusions because ShotSpotter and CPD couldn't provide full data sets. Now, after ShotSpotter failed to prove itself, the city wants to spend another $3 million to switch to Flock's gunshot technology detection system without testing it first. We are literally buying the sequel before we understand the first movie. And then comes the final plot twist. City councilperson Carrie McCormack left office early to work for Flock. Ohio has a 1-year revolving door law. Why haven't you enforced it? If council cannot oversee its own colleagues, how can it oversee a multi-million-dollar surveillance network with known vulnerabilities? Meanwhile, people sleep on bare concrete outside public auditorium. Neighborhoods lack grocery stores, transit, and stable housing. So I ask the central question, why are council and the mayor's office misspending public money on technology they don't understand, that doesn't work, and that exposes Cleveland to lawsuits? And when we aren't even funding the things that make our communities safe and livable. In Hitchcock's film, the birds take over because no one stops them. Cleveland still has time to intervene on its own poor governance. We don't need more flock-ups. We need accountability, knowledge, and equality. And we need investment in people, not surveillance of them. Thank you so much.
Next, we have Darrell Houston. Darrell Houston is from Bedford Heights. He's here to talk about city issues. He is not representing anyone, and he's not being paid by anyone. Mr. Houston, you have the floor.
Well, no, I ain't gonna talk too much today because I don't got a full house. So I'm gonna just babble today. But I'll be back to talk about real issues after the holiday. I think everybody deserves a break. I done watched all of y'all body language for the last 12 months, and a lot of y'all are mentally tired. Okay, rightfully so, because this is a hard job that you guys have in front of you to do. But I want all you guys, everybody in this body, to go home, and I want you to do some deep soul searching and ask yourself, have I done enough for this paycheck that I'm receiving? Have I served my community in the way that I was elected to serve my community? Have I done enough to better people's lives that I've been placed in charge to do? Okay? And I have a long list of report cards of a lot of things that you guys are complicit with, okay? You have to stop. You're getting paid. The people believed in you because they voted for you guys. We don't deserve what we're receiving from all elected officials. And I mean all elected officials. There's nobody not complicit to what's going on in this city right now, okay? I heard some good stuff today, but I can guarantee you a lot of people in 2029 will swallow that whistle. And I hope some of you guys are still sitting here so I can point out how you made the biggest mistake in the history of the city of Cleveland. Because this is a mistake to let the Browns leave. There's no other revenue that you can replace for the Browns Stadium, sir. I don't care who in this body or who in the state of Ohio believe that they have a better idea to take the Browns to Brook Park. Brook Park don't even have a complete police station. They don't have but one fire station. There's a lot of red tape that's gonna come out that you guys have not considered. There's a lot more money that's needed to fulfill that dream in Brook Park, and it's not being talked about, okay? It's not. There are too many entities that go to that. You guys are just touching the surface of it. Let's get to the pie, because the pie is there, and you won't fulfill any obligations out there in Brook Park, and I'm willing to bet my finances on it, okay? And I want you guys to think about these things, because you do have some hard decisions to make. And yes, the mayor did make a big mistake. And I'm gonna publicly say he made the biggest mistake in Cleveland history, okay? And I'm gonna stand on that one. And I'm willing to stand on some other things too in the near future, because I don't think you guys understand that the power is always gonna be with the people. I don't care what y'all think y'all gonna do. You're gonna do what the people want down here, or you won't sit in none of these seats down here. And I can promise you that, okay? Because I got my own money. And I have a lot of supporters.
Time. Thanks,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Houston. Appreciate it. Next, we have Dean Van Farrell from Ward 7 to talk about appreciation for outgoing Councilwoman Jenny Spencer. Dean is not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone. Dean, you have the floor.
Council President and council members, I stand today during this Thanksgiving week to thank my councilperson, Jenny Spencer of Ward 15, who will be concluding her service next month. She would be the last person to want public praise, and so it's ironic that I'm able to do this because of this public comment period, envisioned and created by Jenny. It's a microcosm of what we appreciate so much about you. Public comment reflects your passion for public participation in our government. You want to hear from us. You've always valued our feedback. As my wife, Christine, told me, Jenny engages with those who disagree with her to both learn and teach. You don't listen carefully because it makes you look open-minded, but because you are. In your 10 years at the CDC and here in council, I've seen this quality again and again. Likewise, you've been a tireless supporter of voter registration. I'm sure you sigh that less than 20% of registered voters participated in the recent election, but you can be proud because you did what you could do to increase participation. Thanks. Public comment also reveals your passion for policy. You want city government to be transparent so that average Joes like me can learn and then give feedback on our laws. Council members do constituent services. You've helped me and my church on a number of occasions, but you also represent the whole city and must engage in policy. You put in the work to learn about tree policy, for example, to advocate for Cleveland's canopy, and to defend affordable housing in a gentrifying community like ours. Most importantly, public comment works. You want government to work. You created the Ward 15 Tree Canopy Committee and invited me to serve on it. Through that group, you alerted us of the impending loss of trees at Cadell Park. Neighbors began to organize, and we realized that not only trees, but the park itself was at stake. We came here to public comment to advocate for the park, and by much hard work by many people, the park has been saved. Citizen engagement and public comment were crucial to this success. All that said, you'll be missed on council for one other thing, and that is character. My wife put it this way: Jenny is one of the few people I know who lives out her values in every way. We always tell our kids that character matters when you go to the voting booth, and you were an example of strong moral character on council. Thank you. We are grateful for you. Happy Thanksgiving, and see you in the neighborhood.
Thank you. Next, we have Norman Edwards. Norman Edwards is from Ward 3. He's here to talk about the lack of diversity and inclusion. He represents the Black Contractors Group, and he is not being paid by anyone. Is Norman Edwards here? Norman Edwards going once. Norman Edwards going twice. Mr. Edwards is not here. Next, we have Fauzi Badur. Fauzi Badur is from Ward 11. He is, the topic he's talking about is the coalition. He's not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Mr. Badur.
Good evening. Let me start by wishing you all, including Danny Kelly and Chris Harsh, the last breacher of the gas station, he remain here. Happy Thanksgiving. Democracy start with people. People are the source of democracy and the base of authority. Any decisions made by any institution, by any legislation, including this council, must reflect the will of the people. I mentioned that because today, just now, I changed all my speech because I found out that the court of Judge Kevin Kelly, which I thank him on behalf of our coalition and on behalf of our community, rejected the gas cartel appeal to change the zoning at 10022 Madison Avenue. Now, they lost us at the first. They lost at the Board of Zoning. They lost at the Planning Commission. And now they lost at the court. They have two roads to follow now. Either they appeal to higher court, which they won't because those people don't want to spend money, they want to make money. Or they're going to come back to this council. Can you imagine how bad would it look for any member of this council to reintroduce the legislation to change the zoning, legislation 791/2024, to change the zoning so they can put gas station? Can you imagine how bad would it look for any council to vote yes to change the zoning after all I mean, that location must be immune by you. Every single member of this council, now they must realize that it was reason why it was zoned pedestrian overlay. Because it's important to the community, it's important to the children, it's important to the park, it's important to everything. And the roads are not fit to put gas station. As one councilman here who's gone from this council, want to destroy half the neighborhood to put the gas station. Thanks God he's gone. And the other one, I believe, is going tomorrow. And if not, still the neighborhoods of Cadell, West Boulevard, and Edgewater voted clear and loud against the gas station. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Sonia Sanders. Sonia is from Ward 3. She's here to talk about Police 3rd District, and she's not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Is Sonia Sanders here? Sonia Sanders going once. Sonia Sanders going twice. Sonia Sanders is not here. We will now move to Josiah Quarles. Josiah Quarles is from Shaker Heights. He's here to talk about Tanisha's Law. He represents the Northeast Ohio Coalition for the Homeless, and he's not being paid by anyone to comment. Mr. Quarles, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, council, members of the administration, community members. Firstly, I was supposed to give this comment last week, but I don't know, something was going on. A couple of us didn't get on. So there'll be other folks who will be coming to speak as well. But I think that you saw that there is a community that is willing to do the work, that is invested in this work. And I think that that's what this forum is for you to witness that, for you to hear that, for those voices to be given rise to. Because we don't come here to grandstand, we come here because we believe in you. Like, we believe in democracy and that the people's voices matter. And when we look around the world and our heart is broken, it reminds us that something's right with us, because our heart is still there when we feel unease, when we feel dis-ease. It is because the world is a sick place, and we come here because we believe in each other and that we can find solutions together in community to protect one another, to heal one another, to show up for one another. And it may not be the same way that everybody likes, but it is a conversation, and we should not be cast out or castigated for showing up, because what we're doing is showing up. And that's what we want to be able to do for Clevelanders across this city, is to show up in a time of need with the kind of care that they need. And that's what doing Tanisha's Law now would create. It would give us the runway that we need to engage with community around awareness, right? To engage around recruitment of the workforce that will need to commit the task. And there are already plenty of studies that show the need. While we work through the bureaucratic mechanics of it all, what should be centering us is the urgency of now. And so I call on council, and many others will call on council, to pass Tanisha's Law. And I would like to confirm that December 4th at 1 p.m. is the hearing in the Safety Committee for Tanisha's Law. If that can be confirmed, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Evangelist Darlene. Evangelist Darlene is from Ward 4. Evangelist Darlene is here to talk about fairness and justice regarding the residents. And Evangelist Darlene is not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone. You have the floor.
I am here tonight to speak on behalf of Anthony Connor, a Cleveland man who has spent over 12 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. Anthony was convicted in 2013 for the shooting outside the Syrah House nightclub. But the evidence, the real evidence, has never supported the conviction. There was no gunshot residue on his hands, no blood on his clothes, no fingerprints on any weapon, no forensic science tying him to any gun, not then and not now. 3 civilian witnesses, all independent of each other, all unknown to Anthony, and all with nothing to gain, each described a different man as the shooter, a light-skinned male wearing white, the same man seen assaulting others with a gun while Anthony was running for his life. Anthony is a caramel-colored man who was wearing red, 2 different outfits. My God. These witnesses all say the same thing. Anthony was unarmed and was not the shooter. And yet none of their voices were heard during his trial. Even more troubling, the key identification used against him came from a single photo show up, a method courts across the country has repeatedly condemned as unduly suggestive and unreliable. The person shown the single photo was himself a suspect. being pressured while sitting handcuffed in the back of a police car. And he later recanted his entire statement in open court. In 2020, the Ohio Court of Appeals ruled that the trial court wrongly denied Anthony's request for DNA testing that could finally reveal the truth. The court sent the case back and told the trial court to reconsider 4 years later. The testing still has not been done. Council members, our council has acknowledged wrongful convictions before. We know the human costs, we know the damage it does, not only to families, but to the integrity of our justice system. And we also know this, when the wrong person is in prison, the real person is still free to kill again. Tonight, I ask this council for two things. Use your voice and your platform to call for DNA testing for the court, that the Court of Appeals ordered, and encourage the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office.
Time, please submit anything else. We want to make sure we follow up if
to
you
review
could.
Anthony's
Please
case.
give it to the safety director. That's your time. Thank you. Next, we have Vivian Connor. Vivian Connor is from Ward 6. Vivian Connor is here to talk about fairness in the community. She's not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. It's Vivian Connor here. Vivian Connor going once. Vivian Connor going twice. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vivian Connor, Anthony Connor's mother. He has spent over 13 years in prison where the higher court proved that he did not do the crime. There's no blood on him, there's no gun residue or anything. And they say, how is he in prison? And the only thing we want to know is, what can your platform do to help free my son who is innocent? We have only but so much we can do. Anthony has spent over a decade in prison for a crime he did not commit. He deserved his name cleared. He deserved a fair review. He deserved justice. Thank you for your time and for listening. I pray this council will stand on the side of truth and help bring Anthony home.
Thank you. Next, we have Alexis Mason. Alexis Mason is from Garfield Heights. Alexis is here to talk about community fairness. Alexis is not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone. Alexis, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. So I'll be here to reiterate about Anthony as well. We just would like you all to use your voice and your platform to call for the DNA testing that the Court of Appeals has ordered. Also encourage the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office to review Anthony's case with fresh eyes in the interest of the truth and fairness. He's, like they said, he spent over 13 years in prison now. He's missed countless milestones with his children, with his family, and he's in there. He's an innocent man behind bars. Thank you.
That concludes public comment. Thank you to all the speakers. Madam Clerk, please share communications.
File number 1527, 2025, from Stephanie K. Melnick, Chief Corporate Counsel, regarding the rules and regulations adopted by the city's Fair Employment Wage Board. File number 1546, 2025, from Sarah E. O'Keefe, Director, Sustainability and Climate Justice. The biannual report recently sent to Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center for Public Innovation pursuant to Ordinance 1321-2024. From the Ohio Division of Liquor Control, file number 1523-2025, regarding a transfer of location application at 2063 East 4th Street, Ward 3. File number 1524-2025, regarding a transfer of ownership application at 1214 West 6th Street, Ward 3. File number 1525-2025, regarding a transfer of ownership application at 3230 East 93rd Street, Ward 6. File number 1526-2025, regarding a transfer of ownership application at 2044 West 65th Street, Ward 15.
Thank you. Are there any condolence resolutions?
Resolutions of condolence by Councilmember Conwell for Salima Moya Smith, by Councilmember Hairston for Ernestine Welch Baker, by Councilmember Polensek for Kenneth L. Zoller, by Councilmember Starr for Richard Michael St. Clair.
Thank you. Are there any other condolence resolutions? Will council members please rise? Oh, Councilman Brian Casey.
Mr. President, can you please hold out a number for Bryce Dunlap?
Duly
So
noted.
noted.
Are there any other condolence resolutions? Seeing no other condolence resolutions, will everyone please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Are there any recognition resolutions?
Resolutions of recognition by Councilmember House Jones for the 82nd Lebanese Independence Day honoree Fahim Gamayo, by Councilmember House Jones for Ram honoree Alejandro Santiago, by Councilmember Hairston for Ram honoree Gabriel Span, by Councilmember Hairston for Ram honoree Aishan Kellum Brown, by Councilmember Hairston for Ram honoree Jamari Mason, by Councilmember Hairston for Ram honoree Edward C. Banks, DJ Fatty Banks, by Councilmember Hairston for Ram honoree for Zoe Wolf, by Councilmember Hairston for Ram honoree Trayvon Davis, by Councilmember House Jones for cameo honoree Dr. Nasib Fawaz, by Councilmembers Griffin and Polensek for Ingrida Bublis, by Councilmember Polensek for Earl B. Turner.
Thank you. First, there are no presentations. We'll move now to first reading emergency ordinances referred for administrative review and committee review. I want to remind all council members that you need to be in the well for your vote to count. Councilman Starr.
I was trying to hold out a number for Chanel Greer, sister of Sharonda Greer from CMHA.
Thank you so much. Thank you for remembering that. All right, are there any other recognition resolutions or anything else? Okay, no presentations. Madam Clerk, please move to first reading emergency ordinances referred for administrative review and committee review.
Ordinance 1507-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request to amend Section 171.40 of the codified ordinances relating to use of city credit cards. Ordinance 1508-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request to make additional appropriations of $1,200,000 to the Special Revenue Fund. Ordinance 1509-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request to make temporary appropriations for the current payroll and other ordinary expenses of the City of Cleveland for the period from January 1, 2026 until the effective date of the annual appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. Ordinance 1510-2025 by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request to provide for the transfer and amendment to the general fund appropriations in the amount of $19,555,000 and $100,000 within the Small Enterprise Fund. Ordinance 1512-2025 by Councilmembers Welch, Bishop, Slife, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing directors of Parks and Recreation and Port Control to enter into a 7th Amendment to the Lakefront Parks lease with the Board of Park Commissioners of the Cleveland Metropolitan Park District to add the North Coast Inner Harbor and Marina to the lease. Ordinance 1513-2025 by Councilmembers Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the purchase by one or more requirement contracts of hauling and disposing of residuals from Crown Water Works plant and in emergencies other water treatment plants, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to enter into one or more requirement contracts without competitive bidding with Polydyne Inc. for the polymer chemicals needed for dewatering Crown's residuals for the Division of Water, Department of Public Utilities for a term up to 2 years. Ordinance 1514, 2025, by Council Members Slife and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing Director of Port Control to enter into one or more contracts with Amadeus Airport IT Americas, Inc., to provide common-use self-service kiosks for the Common Use Airport Operations Program, including hardware, software installation, and maintenance for the Division of Airports, Department of Port Control, for a period of 1 year with 4 one-year options to renew, exercisable by the Director of Port Control. Ordinance 1536, 2025, by Council Members Hairston and Griffin by departmental request, to amend 3103.21 of the codified ordinances relating to fees for hearings and time extensions before the Board of Building Standards and Building Appeals. Ordinance 1541, 2025, by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing Director of Capital Projects to enter into an amendment to a lease agreement with the Flats East Bank Management, LLC, the designee for the Flats East Bank Development, LLC, to authorize charging boat docking reservation fees.
Thank you. First reading emergency ordinances to be passed.
Ordinance 1511, 2025, by Council Members Hairston and Griffin by departmental request, approving the Tax Incentive Review Council's Year 2024 recommendations. Ordinance 1515, 2025, by Councilmember Polensek, authorizing the Director of Department of Parks and Recreation to enter into agreement with Waterloo Arts for the Waterloo Art District Landscape Enhancement Project, providing a rehabilitation and maintenance project to the Waterloo Arts and Entertainment District through the use of Ward 8 casino revenue funds. Ordinance 1516, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, approving the collective bargaining agreement with the International Association of Firefighters Local 93, ARFF, and to amend Section 29 of Ordinance 194, 2021, relating to compensation for various classifications. Ordinance 1517, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, approving the collective bargaining agreement with International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 38, and to amend Section 20 of Ordinance 194, 2021, relating to compensation for various classifications. Ordinance 1518, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, approving the collective bargaining agreement with Plumbers Local 55, Plumbers Inspectors, and to amend Section 21 of Ordinance 194, 2021, relating to compensation for various classifications. Ordinance 1519, 2025, by Council Members Starr, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance to amend the title and sections 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of Ordinance 742, 2025, relating to an agreement with Penrose Holdings or its designee for the redevelopment of the Warner Swayze Building located at 5701 Carnegie Avenue and other associated costs necessary to redevelop the property. Ordinance 1522, 2025, by Council Members House Jones, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Economic Development to enter into a loan agreement with Village of Joy Corporation or its designee to provide economic development assistance to partially finance the construction of a birthing center at 1802 East 65th Street and other associated costs necessary to redevelop the property. Ordinance 1545, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, approving the collective bargaining agreement with International Union of Painters and Allied Traders, District Council 6, AFL-CIO Local 639, and to amend Section 13 of Ordinance 194, 2021, relating to compensation for various classifications.
Thank you. Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Casey, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Bishop.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr, Welch. 15 yeas.
Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr, Welch. 15 yeas.
Thank you. First reading ordinance is referred for administrative review and committee review.
Ordinance 1520, 2025 by Councilmember Kelly, establishing the Lorraine Antiques Design Review District north and south of Lorraine Avenue between West 83rd Street and West 61st Place. Ordinance 1521, 2025 by Councilmember Spencer, expanding the West 117th Street Design Review District to include additional parcels north and south of Detroit Avenue between West 116th Street and West 107th Street, and removing residential parcels of land along West 117th Street, south of Thornton Road, and north of Lorraine Avenue.
First reading, emergency resolutions to be adopted.
Ordinance 1547, 2025 by Councilmember Spencer, objecting to the transfer of location of a C1, C2 liquor permit to 8808 Detroit Avenue.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Casey, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Bishop.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr, Welch. 15 yeas.
Call the roll on adoption.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr, Welch. 15 yeas.
Thank you. Second reading, emergency ordinances to be passed.
Ordinance 1295, 2025, as amended by Councilmembers Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to enter into an amendment to the Memorandum of Understanding with Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority to provide additional services for improvements and extend the contract. Ordinance 1396, 2025, as amended by Councilmembers Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing Director of Public Works to enter into a license agreement with a vendor to install and maintain an automated teller machine terminal located in room 122, vital statistics for the use and convenience of the general public for a period of 1 year with a 1-year option to renew, exercisable by the Director of Public Works. Ordinance 1400, 2025 by Councilmembers Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to apply to the District 1 Public Works Integrating Committee for state funding for the rehabilitation of a portion of Wade Park Avenue, to apply for and accept gifts and grants from various entities for the improvement, and authorizing the Commissioner of Purchases and Supplies to acquire, accept, and record for right-of-way purposes real property and easements necessary to make the improvement. Ordinance 1402, 2025, as amended by Councilmembers Hairston, Bishop, Polensek, and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to employ one or more professional consultants for the construction of pedestrian enhancements along Euclid Avenue from Upper Valley Drive to Ivanhoe Road, known as the Euclid Avenue Pedestrian Improvement Project, to apply for and accept gifts and grants from any public or private entity, authorizing the mayor and the Commissioner of Purchases and Supplies as appropriate to acquire, accept, and record for right-of-way purposes real property and easements necessary to make the improvement, and authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to enter into any relative agreements. Ordinance 1404, 2025, as amended by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, determining the method of making public improvement of implementing the active transportation program by repairing and constructing various safety improvements, including but not limited to pavement markings, delineator posts, sign fabrication material, traffic signal equipment, design, and related improvements, and authorizing Director of Public Works to enter into one or more public improvement requirement contracts for the making of the improvement. authorizing the director to employ one or more professional consultants necessary to design the improvement, and authorizing the director to apply for and accept one or more gifts or grants or other funding from public or private entities to implement the ordinance. Ordinance 1416, 2025, as amended by Council Members Polensek, Bishop, Hairston, and Griffin, by departmental request, to amend Sections 2 and 11 of Ordinance 993, 2025, relating to agreements with Cuyahoga County and Cleveland Metro Parks for the Euclid Beach Trail Connector to add additional land to the submerged land lease, and to supplement the ordinance by adding new sections 11A, B, C, D, and 11E relating to subleasing the land to the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. Ordinance 1418, 2025, by Council Members Conwell and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Aging to apply for and accept one or more grants from the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging for 2026-28 Western Reserve Area on Aging programs, including supportive services and aging and disability resource center programs, and authorizing the Director to accept gifts, grants, or services from any public or private entity for the purpose of the grant. Ordinance 1446, 2025, by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, determining the method of making the public improvement of purchasing, repairing, constructing, and installing signal support poles, and authorizing the Director of Public Works to enter into one or more public improvement requirement contracts for the making of the improvement for a period not to exceed 2 years. Ordinance 1448, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Finance on behalf of Cleveland Municipal Court to enter into one or more contracts with Court Community Service for one professional services necessary to place criminal defendants in, in community service, and two, for placement of criminal defendants in Cleveland Work Crew Program, both as referred by the court for Cleveland Municipal Court, each for a period of 1 year with 2 one-year options to renew, exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance 1449, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Finance on behalf of Cleveland Municipal Court to enter into one or more contracts with Oriana House for professional services necessary to provide appropriate placement for defendants to be assigned into supervised pretrial release without sanctions of incarceration, and to provide related services for the Cleveland Municipal Court for a period of 1 year with a 1-year option to renew, exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance 1453, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Finance on behalf of Cleveland Municipal Court to enter into one or more contracts with Cuyahoga County Public Defender Commission for legal services necessary to defend indigent defendants charged with violation of ordinances and the City of Cleveland that may result in incarceration for Cleveland Municipal Court for a period of 1 year with one option to renew for an additional consecutive year, exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance 1458, 2025, as amended by Council Members Starr, Bishop, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request, to amend the title and sections 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of Ordinance 738, 2025, relating to an agreement with Penrose Holdings, LLC, or its designee, for the sale of the Warner Swayze building, and entering into loan agreements with Penrose Holdings or its designee to provide assistance to partially finance the redevelopment. Ordinance 1489, 2025, by Council Members Welch, Bishop, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request, to vacate a portion of West 3rd Street.
Thank you. I want to acknowledge the,
I'm not done.
okay, because I
Sorry.
got 2 microphones.
I skipped a piece. To vacate a portion, 2.2987 acres of West 3rd Street. Ordinance 1490, 2025, by Council Members Welch, Bishop, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request to vacate a portion .2990 acres of West 3rd Street. Ordinance 1491, 2025, by Council Members Welch, Bishop, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request to vacate a portion .3451 acres of West 3rd Street.
I want to acknowledge Councilwoman Spencer and then Councilwoman House Jones.
Please mark me as a recusal on 1416. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman House Jones.
Add me as a sponsor on 1449. Thank you.
Which number, Councilwoman?
1449.
So noted.
Okay. Madam Clerk, read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Casey, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Bishop.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 15 yeas.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr, Welch. On 14/16/2025, 14 yeas, no nays, 1 recusal. On all others, 15 yeas.
Call the roll on passage.
That was it.
That was it? Introductions. Do we have any introductions? No introductions. We'll move to announcements. Do we have any announcements? Seeing no announcement. Up. Councilman Kevin Conwell.
Standing man with the master plan still here. Mr. Stan McBee, executive committee member, is here, and he's been working in the community for decades, and decades, and he's one of my best friends. Matter of fact, you stole him away from me, man. He'll be helping you in the community. Isn't that right, standing man, master plan? All right, thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Jenny Spencer.
Thank you. I want to recognize Stephanie Morrison-Herbeck from the Community Relations Board, among the many other community leadership roles you've held. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And just to add on to that, Councilwoman Spencer, I want to acknowledge that Stephanie's husband was one of the very people that really advocated for, for public comment. So Mr. George Herbeck, legend in our city, and always had a privilege of working with you and George. So good to see you, Ms. Herbeck. Thank you. Are there any other announcements, Councilwoman Stephanie House Jones?
Yes, someone just asked earlier in public comment to confirm the first hearing for Tanisha's Law will be held next Thursday, December 4th at 1 p.m. But I know the dean will probably talk about it again next week, but just wanted to confirm that it is next Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman House Jones. Councilman Conwell.
Mighty Top Blooders. Solomon, you can stand up. He's the owner of the barbershop as well over there, Top Blooders. You guys see him when we go out on trips. He owns the barbershop in the airport as well. Isn't that right, brother? Solomon.
He got some moves too. I had a chance to hang out with him the other night. He got some good dance moves too. I didn't know he could move like that. Good to see you, Brother Solomon. Appreciate it. Are there any other miscellaneous? Any other miscellaneous? Seeing other miscellaneous, Madam Clerk, please excuse the absences.
By Councilmember Casey, that the absence of Council members Hairston. Oh,
Hairston is here.
I'm
It's,
sorry. Santana and Welch are hereby excused, seconded by Councilmember Bishop.
Thank you. Council is adjourned to the call of the chair. The next meeting of council will be on Monday, December the 1st, 2025. Thank you.
the developer put together the money that's needed for the full